Some senators here, so-called senior senators, got 500 million each.
The federal lawmaker representing Cross River North, Senator Jarigbe Agom Jarigbe, has accused that some senior senators received a total of 500 million each from the 2024 budget. Jarigbe made this disclosure during a plenary session on Tuesday in the Red Chamber in Abuja. This revelation is coming on the heels of the ongoing controversies of allegations of budget padding made by Senator Abdul Ningi in an interview with BBC Hausa. Ningi had accused the Senate of paddling the 2024 budget, saying the National Assembly added an extra 3.7 trillion to the initial budget. Reacting to the development, the Cross River lawmaker said all senators are guilty of such practice, alleging that some senior senators received 500 million each from the 2024 appropriation bill.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, distinguished colleagues, thank you, Mr. Chairman, for yielding the floor to me. I thought when the chairman of appropriations spoke, it was as clear as crystals that there was a misunderstanding of the figures. When he came up with the GOEs and all the agencies on first line charge, there is no difference between the figure he reeled out and the figure purported to be padded. I thought with that matter would have been rested by Senator Ningi, saying that this 3-point-something trillion was not part of the budgetary provisions printed out for us. That would have settled this matter. We are going forth and back on these issues and coming up with issues of the budget and individual issues concerning what came to our various constituencies. If we want to go into those issues, all of us are culpable. Some senators here, so-called senior senators, got 500 million each. I am a ranking senator, I didn't get. Did I go to the press? Most of you got. And yes, if we want to go into those issues, excuse me, if we want to go into those issues, yes. So I think that Senator Ningi,
I'm seeing about, yeah, I know, I got it from where?
That is my position.
It's like that. It's always hot-tempered. Even in House of Reps, forces told me. It's minority leader like that. Yeah. How about her?
And this is a very serious allegation coming on the floor of the National Assembly. Now, it is important for you to know that what you're watching is what was aired. It was televised on the national television. The whole world saw it. Everyone saw it. The international community saw it. The foreign investors saw it. Now, Nigeria is at the precipice currently. We are battling with insecurity. We are battling with inflation. We are battling with the worst hit economy this country has ever experienced. Now, it is understood that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing everything possible to ensure that Nigeria comes out from the woods. But now, look at the National Assembly, the lawmakers of the Assembly. These were the people that were supposed to checkmate the executive arm of government. They were supposed to be like the police, the watchdog to the executive arm of government, to ensure that the executive arm of government is put on their toes to deliver the dividends of democracy to Nigerians. They are meant to enact law that will benefit ordinary Nigerians. On a national TV, this wide-scale corruption in a large proportion is being televised. accusing the legislature, the body that makes law in this country, the body that is responsible for our constitution in this country, of corruption. If the constitution is weak, if the law is weak, there will be anarchy in the land. These same people that are in charge, the custodians of our laws, are being accused of corruption, and the international community are watching. And we are talking about foreign investors coming into this country to invest. How can foreign investors come into the country where we have weak laws, where we have corrupt legislatures? This is a shame. And surprisingly, some set of persons are not talking about it. Ever since Godswill Akpabio became the Senate president, it's been one scale of corruption to the other. Nigeria is going through harsh reality. Insecurity every day. People are being kidnapped with reckless abandon. School children are being kidnapped. And we are hearing that the bandits are demanding for 40 trillion. Look at the effrontery. But yet, rather than ensuring that the police are summoned, the security forces are summoned, these men and women that were elected in the House and the National Assembly are responsible for corruption. Nigerians, you can see that these people are not willing to change. You can see that these people, they are not willing to back down. That is the reason why they will ensure that the right person do not get there. They will ensure that somebody that will administer justice, equity in this country will not become the president, because they want to continue with their impunity, with their corruption. Most Nigerians can barely feed. Inflation. We are talking about feeding Nigerians. We are talking about bringing people out of poverty. And the legislature, they are busy sharing 500 million per person. Now, these 500 millions, they are not going to invest it in their constituency to boost the economy of this constituency. Is going to their personal pockets. Tell me what an individual is doing with 500 million. What sort of rogues, rascals, criminals do we have in this country? It's so nauseating. It's so nauseating. And everybody keeps saying every day that Nigeria does not have a revenue problem. The only problem we have is a spending problem. And the problem we have in the spending is that we don't know how to spend. We spend carelessly. Sincerely speaking, I don't know if I will say I'm disappointed, because I don't expect anything good from these men and women that call themselves senators. There is nothing honorable with them. Look at how they are disgracing themselves. Look at how they are embarrassing themselves on the national television. Nigerians should rise up. I expect that by tomorrow morning, the floor of the National Assembly should be occupied by Nigerians. Akpabio should give an explanation to these allegations. He should give a thorough explanation to this allegation. If a proper explanation is not given, he should resign. Things cannot continue to go this way. We can't continue to keep going around the circle. For crying out loud, we need change in this country. We can't continue like this. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We need change. And that change must come from you and I, Nigerians. We must ensure that these men and women that are taking this country backwards are no longer there. We should stop giving power to people who does not know how to utilize power. Power to people who care about enriching themselves and their family. What is one person doing with 500 million? Nigeria, it's time to rise. It's time to rise and bring these men and women that have occupied the National Assembly to book. It's time to rise. Thank you very much.